Hey guys, Dave with Moneyology here. Hope everyone is having a great day. Today's May 13th, 2021, and this is the uranium sector analysis. We're going to go through the hourly charts, and this is going to be premium preview. We're going to open this up to the public. I wanted to cover the hourly charts. We're not going to go through the entire uranium sector, but about roughly 50 names, and I just want to have again a teachable moment here in terms of how I analyze different time frames, in this case hourly. So what we're looking for is try to identify when there's a potential bottom in place after a pretty nice pullback, and these things are healthy. And it's interesting. I manage money for some folks, and literally they came to me and over the last couple of hours and said, maybe we should sell out. We've had such great gains. Maybe we should sell out. And typically that tells me that we're close to a bottom. But in terms of the charts telling us direction, what we're looking for is a reversal in momentum, right? And so what you're going to see in a lot of these trends is that we're in a bullish flag formation. In fact, if you extend this out, and I just saw this now, you extend this out, and it looks to me like a cup and handle, right? So first and foremost, we're looking at the URA ETF. So keep in mind, we started going down momentum around this level here. Even though the stock went up, notice that the MACD started to decelerate for a while now, and then even as the stock was going down here, momentum stopped going lower, right? And now it's even curling up. And likewise, we stopped making a new low in momentum here. We're even breaking out above this 30.9 level. So I can't say based on this chart alone that the bottom is in, but it looks to me like this bullish flag might be ready to break higher and move again towards new highs. For confirmation on this particular ETF, I want to see this break above 21 and certainly above the 50 RSI level. But this would be a start of how a bottom takes place. You got the MACD starting to curl higher. You got a bullish flag. And you need to break above the downward sloping EMAs here. And once that happens, then you've got the recipe and the ingredients to move higher. Take a look at the URNM. Similar type of patterns. Like I said, you're going to see these across the board here. Cup, handle, and now we're already above the five-hour moving average around 61.95, or very close to it. And notice RSI is already starting to pick up a little bit. Not yet. You can't say it with a high degree of certainty yet. But as well, the MACDs are starting to move higher, and I'm seeing just signs here. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for evidence. We're also back to the level here where we broke out of. So we're back to the neckline of this rounded bottom breakout. So that's exactly what you want to see in terms of support. Uranium Participation Corp. So this one really hasn't sold off as many of the other names have. It's been consolidating here between 535 and 570. But notice at least this downtrend in RSI is starting to break to the upside. And then when this line breaks, then you're probably is when we're going to get that breakout finally above the 570 area. But this is a good base that's being created right now, setting up, I think, for the eventual breakout to the upside. All right, Cameco. So this is the leader in the space. So we definitely want to know what Cameco is telling us. So in the grand scheme of things, this sell-off has been really minor. The general markets have sold off a lot more, but we've been in a clear downtrend since, believe it or not, since this level, 1874. So when RSI hit a high here, we tried to break out here. We could not. Negative divergence. We tried to break out here in terms of price. Negative divergence. And so the momentum was waning here, and down we went. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, basically 4, now 5 inflection points. If this inflection point breaks to the upside, then you know the downtrend is over. Even if the price is not yet crossed, it gives me good confidence that this downturn has likely ended. So Cameco looks ready. But I want to see confirmation on RSI, and frankly, in terms of price, I'd want to see this downtrend broken around 1925. All right, so Bannerman had a beautiful move after a major breakout from a consolidation for basically 2-3 months. Finally broke out, created a major gap here, right? I wouldn't say major, but it had a 30% move to the upside here, a high of 1590. And notice what happened here between 14 and 15. There was no new high in momentum. Again, momentum was waning. That's slight but negative divergence. As soon as there was a reason for a sell-off, this bullish wedge broke down, and now we retraced bullish flag all the way down to where to fill this gap perfectly over here, right? Notice that at 12 cents, it filled this gap. And now, even though we started making new lows here on this hourly chart, momentum did not continue making new lows for a couple pennies here. Like at the same time, MACDs were moving higher. So would not be surprised to see tomorrow a breakout on Bannerman above this downtrend. Now, I have the benefit of watching what the Australian markets are doing, and I have seen that Bannerman is up about 12% as of this filming. So, point is, doesn't surprise me. There's this this is a good sign. Canalaska. So Canalaska has not yet indicated that it's ready to break from this bullish flag here, but again, RSI is showing signs of a bottom. We're making a new low in terms of price, but we haven't quite broken down below the 30.9 level. This is also the same level where we bottomed from in the past. So if you're going to bottom, this is the place to do it. And again, if you break out above this downtrend, then I think we are reversing this move lower. Deep yellow, another beautiful rounded bottom here. And the neckline breakout was roughly 64 cents. And sure enough, we retraced right back to that level. And it's really this 38 level is where we broke out from the last time around when we moved above 53. So this 38 level is a solid support level on deep yellow hourly. And so now we're back to this level. So now I expect this to come in as support. And if it does and we break higher, then I expect to get a resumption to new highs. All right, Encore Energy. So we posted the daily chart of Encore earlier today. I think it's a very constructive chart. Here you have another example. Round and bottom, very well defined, bullish wedge, bullish flag, downtrend. But notice what already happened. We already broke from the downtrend. Now, can it backtest and then break higher? Absolutely. But the downtrend is that went from 154 to 129 has ended, in my opinion. And with the MACDs moving higher, I think Encore breaks out tomorrow again to renew its uptrend. Energy Fuels, similar story, round and bottom, bullish wedge, right? Notice what's happening here between 524 and 506. We have a lower low in price. But notice first the MACDs did not make a new low, so that's positive divergence. And we did not really make a new low in RSI as well. And we held that 30.9 level. That's the level that we broke out from last time around. Now it's coming in as support. So if we break out roughly above 540, that would be an indication that we're ready to turn things back to the upside. Fission Uranium. So we're trading back at the levels that they just raised capital at, again, above this neckline here. And even though we made a new low, notice again, RSI did not make a new low, and we're looking like we want to break higher. And the MACDs are creating a higher high and a higher low. So I think Fission is setting up again. Forces Metals, it's been one of the best performing miners here, based in Africa. Bullish flag. There's a bullish wedge here. It's coiling, and RSI I can't say is bullish right now. It looks like it can pierce below that 30.9 level. It closed on the day below that level, but we're in this bullish wedge. We're at just a support at support where we've broken out in the past. So if we're going to find support, this is the time to do it, and then you rally out of this correction. If for whatever reason markets continue their downspin, then potentially we go lower here on forces, but my base case 75% probability we move higher. Forum Energy, despite some of this volatility, Forum has held up quite well. It's just been consolidating and waiting for those drill results that have not yet come out. But you've got a well-defined downtrend now on the hourly, and it's got 5 or 6 inflection points. Right now, we have been unable to break above the 50. But if this breaks above the 50, then the downtrend ends, and likely we break finally above 40 and 42 cents here and move into the 50-cent range would be my first target zone. Global Atomic, similar type pattern. You got the rounded bottom, and now you've got the bullish flag, creating lower highs, lower lows here. Momentum is not confirming, and if you draw this out, we've already broken the downtrend. So it doesn't mean we're going to shoot straight up higher, but it does mean that the downtrend likely has ended, and now we're just consolidating and waiting for that next catalyst to move us forward. GoviX. So GoviX was the one name among our top holdings that does not look good on the hourly right now. It clearly broke down today, and so it's in bearish territory. It needs to break back above this 30.9 level, or the longer it stays in this level, the more it risks continuing to sell off. I would say from a technical standpoint, I want this back above the 30-cent level for it to get back into, quote, bullish territory. ISO Energy, another bullish flag here. Looks like we did make a new low in RSI, so not necessarily a bullish divergence here, but we are starting to break back above this 30.9 level. Doesn't want to stay there long. For ISO, I want to see this break above 265 to get confirmation this downtrend's ending. Laramide Resources, notice we broke out today out of this bullish flag. So cup and handle breakout right now, and the downtrend is over. So you want to look at names like Laramide because it's been one of the stronger names over the last couple of weeks. Mega Uranium has not yet broken down in price, but notice what's happening here. The downtrend looks to be ending. So again, we want to collect all the evidence, and then we want to make a value assumption. Next Gen Energy, rounded bottom, bullish flag, breakout right here. So if you were thinking of adding to your positions or perhaps initiating new ones, this is the time to do it, not when things are already heated up. And you don't want to be chasing here, even though it feels good, like you're about to break out. And as soon as you get in, boom, you have a sell-off. So we'll see if this one breaks higher right away, or we consolidate here and make another round of bottom. I don't like the fact that RSI is breaking below 38.1. So if the market shows some more weakness, perhaps this paladin breaks towards 35. But again, we spent some time from 36 to 45, and we did not make new highs in momentum, and that's what premeditated the sell-off. But I like kind of this coiling pattern here. And eventually I think this breaks much higher. Pure Point Uranium, this also broke out of a range similar to what happened with Bannerman, and then it took off, right? It hit our first target around 18 cents, even surpassed it to 1950. But again, between 14 cents, 1950, could not make a new high in momentum. This was your sign that this was a trading rally, not really with that much conviction, and we sold off. Where do we sell off to? Well, we sold off exactly to the breakout point. Our MACDs are now in bullish territory, and I think this downtrend here has ended. And again, I want to see above 14 cents to confirm that to be the case. Standard Uranium, this one, it looks to me like it's ready to break the downtrend, so similar themes to some of the other names. UEX Corp. This one's interesting because it's a bit of a longer pullback here. We had more of a M&A related story. But bottom line is now you've got 3 points, well-defined points that you have to break out of. But notice our MACDs are making higher highs and higher lows, which is a good sign. And RSI seems to be coiling here. It hasn't broken out yet, but if it breaks out, then look out above. I like the fact that we closed here on a hammer pattern. We filled this gap perfectly, and so we'll see if she is ready to go. Your Energy, this one is also a name that's been under the radar, and I like it a lot right now. You've got the round and bottom, you've got the bullish flag, And again, we made new lows here in price, but momentum is not confirming new lows here. And I like the strength that URG is showing. There's a lot of accumulation taking place, and I think this one needs to be on your radar. Uranium Energy Corp, rounded bottom, bullish flag, double bottom with positive divergence. So we had a lower low and a higher low here, which is what you want to see. You want to see this break above 290 to confirm. Uranium Royalty Corp. So this one's been selling off for a while here, and perhaps a good barometer on kind of what the sector was thinking. So since May, it's been in a nice sell-off, very, very orderly sell-off. Now we're finding support at 370, which is one of the neckline levels here. Also, the MACDs are starting to move in a positive direction. And lo and behold, not only did we get out of this very bearish 30.9 level, but we broke the downtrend, and that's a very, very important sign to start seeing across the sector. Western Uranium, what can you say? This has been a great stock for us and for you. And bullish flag looks to me like it's setting up for that breakout higher above 290 to probably the $5 range. So overall, again, we didn't cover all the sector, but I am seeing signs that things are reversing, and let's see if that holds true. And hopefully that will repair some of the daily charts that are starting to go on shaky ground. So let's see what happens. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend.